I remember it was like the second week in January. I don't remember what date, but it was around the second week because it was right after New Year.
Okay.
So we're in his room fucking.
Okay.
I mean, like rabbits, like going crazy. And he flipped me over and he just stuck his tongue deep in my ass. That's the type of fucking we was on. Oof. And he just eating my ass and I'm just going crazy. And I just happen to look up and I see some lights through the window.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, baby, somebody's like outside. So I'm thinking it's his parents. Sometimes they would pop up.
Yeah.
I was like, go to the door. And at the time, the kids were there too. But they was in the back. Like, his room was on one side. Theirs was on the other side.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay. So he peeked out the window. He was like, let me take care of these. He was like, I'll be right back. Stay right there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm still right there, ass tooted up. I'm waiting. 2 or 3 minutes passed by. I kind of laid my ass down on the sofa. On the bed. And I'm like, the fuck? It's been...
Yeah.
So I put my clothes on and I walk around. By then, his kids are in the living room because they see the lights too through their room.
Yeah.
His son say, Mia, are you mad? I said, why would I be mad? He said, because such and such is out there.
So he basically talked. So his son, it be your own damn kids.
Exactly. So I said, no, baby. I said, I'm not mad. I said, y'all go back there and finish cleaning up your room so you can get ready for bed. I opened the door. He was like, baby, go on back in. I'm handling it. I'm like, are you sure? And he was like, I promise you I got it handled. Just go back in. I'm coming right in. I said, okay. So I closed the door and I sit on the sofa. His son come back in there. You sure you're not mad? I said, no, I'm not mad. I said, just please go in there. So it was cold. I was like, let me, I said, I'm going to give him such and such. I don't even know how much time. I stuck my head back out the door. I said, have you handled it?
Ooh.
He was like, I promise you I'm coming. I promise you I'm coming. I said, she was like, or you could just come outside.
Ooh.
I said, okay.
Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Plan for Keys podcast, and today I have Mia. She is a fellow podcaster. Her podcast is called Let's Chill with Mia, the podcast. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I want to thank you for making time and stopping by.
Thank you for letting me come. I already feel like I'm at home. Like, you have a very, very welcoming spirit about you, and I like that. You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Like, I done told you all my business. Like, before we even started recording, like you my cousin or something.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy that I try to bring
and
for every guest. So thank you for confirming that. Thank you. Okay, so you are here for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. But before we make you tell all your business in that aspect, I want to learn more about you, your podcast, and where the audience can find you before we dive into all of that.
Okay, so my name is Mia. My podcast is Let's Chill Mia, the podcast. You can find me on iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, what motivated you to start your podcast?
Just the fact that I run my mouth a lot, like I talk a lot, and I'm kind of like, my daddy always say, like, I'm the Ayana of the family. He was like, I fix everybody's life, but my life is always chaotic.
It be like that.
So, like, I mean, honestly, like, I don't just be talking to because I come from a very big family. Okay. Like, I don't just be talking to my siblings or, like, my cousins. I be giving my aunts and uncles advice. Even my damn grandma called me, like, what you think about these? Ooh. So, it's just, like, me running my mouth a lot. And I just been listening to podcasts, like, for a long time. Like I was telling you, like, Horrible Decisions, 85 South and stuff like that, and Poor Minds. Like, I have been listening to them for years, and it's just been like, I gotta do this. Like, I feel like my life is crazy enough, and I'm interesting enough for people to listen to me.
I think so too. After me listening to a few, so y'all definitely check her podcast out.
Thank you.
Now let me ask you this: what are your aspirations for your podcast for yourself?
for myself, like I really I have a certain number in my head that I want to reach by year 1 because I'm fresh starting like my podcast like a couple of months in, and I just want to just kind of get to the point where I reach a certain crowd to where maybe I have like a late night radio show.
Oh, that would be so dope.
Yeah, and then I want to get to the point where I have like my own studio where I rent out spaces and I like have like seminars, teach people how to start a podcast. Like that's what I really, really, really want to do.
That's a dope vision.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
What is the number? I'm curious.
Oh, God.
We gotta speak things into existence.
So year 1 is 5,000.
You gonna get that? So you talking about downloads or just loyal listeners?
Loyal listeners.
It's coming.
Loyal listeners. That's like if I reach that, and I'm going to reach that. Like I'm all about manifesting.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Thank you.
So again, you are here for Dating Chronicles, where I try to get people to tell all their business. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Okay.
Where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. What do you have for us today?
So I am the relationship queen.
Okay.
Honestly, like I love relationships. And I'm the type of person that I have jumped out of one relationship and end up in another one in 2 months.
So you one of those, what is it called? The monogamous? No, I'm talking monogamous. Serial daters?
I'm a very serial dater, yeah. Okay. I was. Okay. Now, like, lately, I've been single for 8 months. That's the longest I've ever been single, but I was still in a situationship to where we was telling each other we love each other so still. I just wasn't we weren't claiming each other, but when he would leave our shit, I was like, oh, my man.
It be like that.
Girl, yes.
Okay, so you love. So I'm assuming you have stories, buku stories.
I have crazy stories, and I feel like I know what I want to talk about. So yeah, because I got some crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Embarrassing, but I don't it's embarrassing to most people, but I don't care. I talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it because let me tell you something. Most of the time, people have embarrassing stories and quote unquote embarrassing stories, embarrassing moments. But we all have them, right?
Yeah.
And when you brave enough to step out and talk about it, it turns into a Me Too moment,
right? And because I feel like everybody have had fucked up moments,
right?
So it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna tell my story, and I guarantee you somebody gonna be like, "Girl, me too."
Right?
Yeah, like that same thing happened to me.
Right.
So yeah.
So girl, tell your story.
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe this was like 2018.
Okay.
Probably 2018, 2019-ish. But it was this dude. I had been knowing him for years. Like a very, very long time. But I had never, ever been interested in him. Ever. Never looked at him. And for a while, he went to prison or whatever. So I definitely wasn't thinking about him.
Right.
So he got out, and I was passing by like the local barbershop.
Okay.
And he was out there, and I'm like, damn, he look a little different. So, whatever. I decided to just check on him, like, hey, I don't even know if he saw me. But I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I know you have gone through a lot, which he had.
Yeah.
I said, I just want to check on you. You were on my mind. I passed by, saw you at a barbershop. And he was like, I'm doing good or whatever. He was like, thank you for checking on me. That means a lot. And we just kind of started communicating from there.
Hold on real quick. What was different? Was it the body from being in jail? Like, what stuck out? Because you just said he looked different.
He definitely had the body. You know how when niggas get out, like, they have that, oof.
Got nothing but time, girl.
Nothing but time to, like, work out, get their skin. And one thing about it, a man to get out of prison, his skin is clear. His body is in shape. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like he's just ready for the world.
All right. I just had to point that out real quick. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you agree.
I agree to a certain extent. I ain't fooling with none of them. But I definitely agree.
I'm past that.
I know you will. This 2018. But I'm just saying, girl.
Yeah, but I do got one that's locked up. We're just friends. But for you.
Got you. For you.
For you.
We won't say no name.
No name.
My bad. Go ahead.
So we were just talking back and forth, and this is no lie. Like one morning, and I had been celibate. I was just, staying to myself. Really wasn't dealing with nobody.
Okay.
And one morning, we didn't even have each other's number. We were just writing on probably Facebook or something.
Okay.
I woke up. He was like, good morning. And it was super, super early. He was like, why are you up? I was like, just like, really, I was horny. But I was just like, I just can't sleep. I'm tossing and turning.
Yeah.
And he was just like, what's wrong? And me being me, I said, I'm horny as fuck.
Shit. I love that.
And he was just like,
you can be that honest.
I can take care of that if you want me to. And I was like, I don't know. He was like, he sent me his address and he was like, I'm just going to have the door unlocked. It's up to you. So I sat there maybe like 6 minutes and I said, fuck it. I went and got in the shower. You know, I made sure I was just smelling delicious.
Yeah.
And he only lived a couple of minutes away from me. So it was nothing to get there. I literally like turned the knob to the door and he just snatched me in there and grabbed me.
Oh, he knew.
And threw me on the sofa. By the time I left, I had carpet burn. I had a hickey on my face. Yeah. Yeah.
Had a good old time.
Good time. And after that, he was just like, I've been liking you. We've been talking for a while, whatever. Like, and we just end up in a relationship. Like I said, I'm a relationship girl.
How do you just end up in a relationship, though? I can think of my own experiences of how I ended up in a relationship. For me, I was just kind of just that person for that guy, like doing, and we never put no title on it, but we were in a relationship. Would you say that's the same for you, or what does that look like for you?
We literally talked about it, and he was like, I want you to be my girl. Like, I want us to be together.
Gotcha. Okay, so y'all had a conversation.
We had, because one thing about it, I don't ever just claim nobody for real. Like I said, I might close the door and say, my man. But at the same time, still, I'm not going to claim you until we had that conversation. I'm a conversationalist. So,
got you.
I might be like, okay, so are we going to be together? Do you want to work towards being together? Do you want to just fuck? Like, what do you see us doing?
That's good that I've had issues with it.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to put, because I know I'll end up in relationships, girl. We ain't had no conversation, but literally this man telling me that we together. But it was because of me doing the most. So that
But did it ever like get to the point? Because I had people like that, and then like they doing the most, the man saying they together, and then like he might fuck up or do something. He like, we ain't together anyway. Like, has it ever ended up like that?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, good.
No, I ain't got nothing.
And I mean, like when I see it like moving towards that, because niggas will just claim me. But when I see it like moving in that direction, let's talk.
That's what's up.
Like, what you trying to do? Because on the way up here, a nigga texted me and said, Mia, I'm sorry, I love you. Like, yeah. Ooh. And I was just like,
what you be doing, girl?
It's the eyes.
It's the eyes.
And I told him, I said, he said, it's just the way I said, you love me? He was like, it's the way you look into my eyes, like you look into my soul. I was like, I said, I have that gift. Like, and I said, that's why I try not to look at people. He said, people? Okay, be safe. I said, I'm sorry, I'm too honest. But yeah. So, back to these. Mm-hmm. We ended up just being together. He had kids, and he was raising them. Like, he was actually raising them. And I know some people that know me might look at this and think that it's one person, but it's actually another nigga that y'all never heard about. Because we never went public.
Okay, so just had to put that out there.
Put that out for the people. Because they're going to be like, oh, no. Trust me. He didn't have that many kids. But he was raising his children. And I end up, like, being in their life. Mm-hmm. Like, and I still to this day I love them, but I had to, like, when I cut their dad off, I had to cut them off.
Oh, I know that had to be hard for you.
It's hard because I mean I do have like a relationship I was engaged in. We was together for years. Like, if his daughter called me, I'm coming. Okay. And like me, her mama, him, we had that understanding. Like, I was there since she was like little. So yeah. That's a whole nother topic. And I tell anybody I get with, like, this is my baby, like this is my child, so I'm going to be there for her.
Right.
Up top, like off top. So, yeah. We started dating. We started, like, doing little stuff, spending a lot of time together. But me, I'm always a busy person. Mm-hmm. And I always have stuff going on because, like I said, I got a lot of family and friends, so birthdays and stuff. And because he had children and he was a single dad, he really couldn't get out like that.
Okay.
So I'll just be like, okay, I'm still going. And I guess within that time of me going out like at night and stuff like that, he was like lonely or whatever. I don't know. Cause me being me, I'll come stay all day, and then I even cook whatever y'all need me to do. But I'm going out. Right. I don't have children, so why not? So I'm thinking everything all good. Do you feel like I'm skipping something? You have any question or you want me to keep talking?
I'm keep going.
So I'm thinking that everything is all good and we just really just vibing. I'm spending time with him, but like I said, I'm still missing out on certain things.
Like what?
Like New Year.
Okay.
The way he wanted to bring in New Year was at home with his children. I want to bring in New Year with my family.
Got you.
So I was just like, I'm sorry you can't go, but I'm going.
Why he felt like he could never go? Because he didn't want to bring the kids?
It wasn't a kid-friendly party. And then, too, like, he had the help, but it wasn't like, it was just like, his parents had a life, too.
Right.
So he couldn't just make that time to go. He wanted me to be there, and I just wasn't going to be there. Some days I would stay there, but it's New Year.
Got you.
Okay.
So
after New Year, he was acting a little funny, but it still wasn't so funny for me to just start thinking like he got something going on. Because when I would be like, okay, what y'all doing? Or like when the kids did go with their family or whatever, like we'll do whatever. So it was maybe like I remember it was like the second week in January. I don't remember what date, but it was around the second week because it was right after New Year.
Okay.
So we're in his room fucking.
Okay.
I mean, like rabbits, like going crazy. And he flipped me over and he just stuck his tongue deep in my ass. That's the type of fucking we was on. Oof. And he just eating my ass and I'm just going crazy. And I just happen to look up and I see some lights through the window.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, baby, somebody's like outside. So I'm thinking it's his parents. Sometimes they would pop up.
Yeah.
I was like, go to the door. And at the time, the kids were there too. But they was in the back. Like his room was on one side. Theirs was on the other side.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay. So he peeked out the window. He was like, let me take care of these. He was like, I'll be right back. Stay right there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm still right there, ass tooted up. I'm waiting. 2 or 3 minutes passed by. I kind of laid my head down on the sofa. On the bed. I'm like, the fuck? It's been...
Yeah.
So I put my clothes on and I walk around. By then, his kids are in the living room because they see the lights too through their room.
Yeah.
His son say, Mia, are you mad? I said, why would I be mad? He said, because such and such is out there.
So he basically talked. So his son, it be your own damn kids.
Exactly. So I said, no, baby. I said, I'm not mad. I said, y'all go back there and finish cleaning up your room so you can get ready for bed. I opened the door. He was like, baby, go on back in. I'm handling it. I'm like, are you sure? And he was like, I promise you I got it handled. Just go back in. I'm coming right in. I said, okay. So I closed the door and I sit on the sofa. His son come back in there. You sure you're not mad? I said, no, I'm not mad. I said, just please go in there. So it was cold. I was like, let me, I said, I'm going to give him such and such. I don't even know how much time. I stuck my head back out the door. I said, have you handled it?
Oh.
He was like, I promise you I'm coming. I promise you I'm coming. I said, she was like, or you could just come outside.
Oh.
I said, okay. So I went out there. He was like, no, go back. Because I said, no, I'm coming outside because I was invited out here. So me and her started talking. She was like, I know exactly who you are. And she was like, I'm here to get my family back. Now, it wasn't a baby mama or nothing. It was just an old bitch that he was fucking with. And they used to be in a relationship.
What family if them ain't her kids?
Thank you. So they were in a relationship before us. I knew nothing about it, though. I knew nothing about it.
So so right before you, it was her.
It was
with
her.
The kids.
She was there with the kids, yes.
Okay.
So
I'm still ain't her kids, but okay.
That was not your kids. So I'm like, what you mean get your family back? Like, who are you? I'm such and such. And she was like, I know he probably done told you about me, but when I left him, yes, I thought I had something good, but it wasn't what it was all cracked up to be. So I'm here to get my family back. I said, bitch, what family? And I said, let me just tell you this. I said, I don't know you. I don't know nothing about you. I said, and I really don't like to argue with old people because you're my elder. And I said, I don't want to disrespect you.
And this was an older woman.
She was older, and she was like, I was older than him. So, yeah.
Finding him some sugar mamas and shit.
Girl, when she started laying out everything she has done for him from top to bottom and this and that and this and that, I said, listen, I said, me and her. I said, who? I said, because at this point, she was like, you're going to choose me today. You're going to choose me today. I wasn't even going to do that. Let's choose shit. But I felt like being, you entertaining. So let me entertain the shit too. I said, her and me.
Ooh.
I already told her before you came outside, I'm with you. When he said, wait, let me rewind. Because before that, when she was saying all this, she told me, she said, and while you was out shaking your ass on New Year,
ooh,
I was at home. I was here with him and the kids. When she said that, I ran up and I just bopped his ass upside the head. And I just started fighting him. So she grabbed me off of him and I started trying to fight her. She was like, no, I'm just trying to break it up. And she was like, you don't want to go to jail tonight. I was like, who the fuck gonna call the police? You don't want to go to jail, just please calm down, whatever. So I calmed down. I sat on my car and I said,
that's that Pisces energy coming out.
Yeah.
Girl, you probably would have stabbed his ass if you...
Girl, it gets worse.
Okay.
So I said, her or me. And that's when he was like, I already told her. He was like, I don't even know why the fuck she here. I was like, so was she here on New Year's? She was like, and I was here Christmas nights after you left. Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, cool. He was like, she was here. He was like, well, baby, I want you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know what? She can have you. I said, because I ain't never fought over a nigga. I said, and I ain't never had a bitch to actually try me like this. I was like, so I'm done because I don't have to do this with you.
Right.
So, okay, cool. I jump in my car. I call my homeboy. If y'all go listen to the podcast, he's the first person I did an episode with. I called him. That really solidified our friendship that night. Girl. I don't know why the hell I called him. But I couldn't call my brother, my sister, them because I felt like I didn't want to put them in my business. Like, because what if we decide to work this out and I go back soon? Who knows? You never know. Okay? I called him. He was like, I said, I'm about to shoot this nigga up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to the house to get my pills. He was like, just calm down. Like, he was just talking to me like, Mia, don't do this. I ain't never seen you crazy about no nigga. Like, he was like, when have you ever let a nigga get you on your feelings like these? Ooh. He was just, just giving me the pelts out. So he had calmed me down. So by the time I got home, I just went in the house and I just sat on the sofa. And I remember it like it was yesterday. That's when they was playing the little R. Kelly shit on Lifetime.
Yeah.
All the women were coming. Yeah.
Coming out and shit.
So I was just watching it. It was like the second it's part 2.
Okay.
And I was just sitting on the sofa and I was just thinking, I was like, ain't no way in the hell I'm about to let this nigga get away with this shit. Cause like, this nigga really just tried me. So I grabbed my bag.
Girl.
I told my homeboy I wasn't going to get the pistol. So I grabbed my bag. And I went straight to my car. I marched to my car and I got back in. And I promise he stayed like 12 minutes away from me. I got there in 7. And when I pulled up, he was sitting in her car. They were sitting in the car together. And I didn't even know it until he jumped out because he seen me. I lift that bat as high as my little ass arms could go. And when I got ready to swing like that, he grabbed it. And he was like, don't do that, don't do that. This the only car me and my kids got, blah, blah, blah. Of course, throw the kids in it because I care about them.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't know why you pulled back. I was like, you shut the fuck up. I said, because I really spared you. I said, I felt sorry for you because you was out here crying over this nigga that say he want to be with me, to say he's mine. I said, I spared you. I said, but I promise you, I said, I want you to get in your shit and leave. I said, because tonight I'm sparing you. And I said, I want to continue to spare you. I said, but if you pull back up and I'm over here, I said, bitch, we gonna fight. Bitch, you ain't gonna touch me. So I ran up on him. Like, he grabbed me. Yeah. And the whole time, so we were all like there arguing. So I just really just like, I'm not doing this shit for real. Like, he actually made her leave. But she was like, I'm not leaving because when I left, he burst her window out.
He burst her window out?
Punched that bitch out.
Why he punched
Because
her?
he was mad because she showed up when I was there. And she was like, I'ma fucking leave, but I'ma call the fucking police on you. I'ma call your parole officer. You gonna fix my motherfucking window, nigga, like she was just going out. So I'm just letting them, and he was like, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out my yard. I'm done with you. I told you, even when I was sitting in the car, I'm done. I want to be with me. You left me for another nigga. Go be with him. Girl. And my godchild was in town that weekend, and I had told his daughter that I was, because the other kids, they were going where they were going, but I had told his daughter I was going, because she was the same age of my good baby. I was like, I'm gonna take y'all to, at the time, like maybe Urban Airs or something. And even though I was still mad at him, I texted him and I was like, take her to your mama. And I was like, I made a promise to her, and I'm going to get her. I said, tell your mama to have her ready by such and such time. Me and my good baby, we're coming to get her, and we still going out.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm done. I was like, I can't. I said, I'm not going to be putting no shit like this. I was like, you wanted a relationship.
Right.
I was cool with us just fucking maybe that one time. And I'm not that type of person, but I was on that with him. Like, I said, you really wasn't even boyfriend material. I feel like it was because of those kids, maybe. Like, I just decided okay, like, they need a woman in the house. He need a woman in the house. He can't. He's working. He trying to take care of them. He don't really have nobody to help balance him out. I think that was my mentality at the time.
Got you.
So, yeah.
Because I'm about to say why. And then after you took JoJo, did you end up taking?
I took her. We had a good time. He texted me going off on me because I posted the pictures of me and my godchildren and not the picture with her in it.
Why was that?
Why I didn't post it?
Just all of that.
I didn't post it because, like I said, we were never public. And
that's why you just said nobody knew.
Nobody knew. So why would I pop out with that when I already told you I was done last night?
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? But I took a picture of her because I cared about her, and too, like, I wasn't just gonna leave her out. You know, her just standing there looking while I'm taking pictures with the other kids. That wasn't fair.
Yeah.
So of course I added her in, and he was mad about it. And I was like, I'm not posting that shit. I was like, we not even together. I said, I went posting shit when we were together.
And it's not like she was on social media to see it, right?
Right. It ain't like she was going to say, why Mia didn't post me?
So that was it. That was you were done. Did you go back?
I didn't go back into the relationship, but we did have sex a couple of more times just because, like I said, I recycle my niggas. Like, I really like to keep my number low. And a lot of, my ex-fiance, he swore, like, when he was locked up and everything, people just telling him, I was with this nigga, that nigga, this nigga. But honestly, they might see me hanging out with this person, but 9 times out of 10, I'm fucking a nigga from 2015.
Why do you have that mindset of keeping your number low?
It ain't necessarily just keeping my number low, but that's one thing. But at the same time, too, it's just like, they already know me. They know my body. Like, and that's a certain way I like to. So it's just like, let's just go ahead and get this shit over with. So you can give me what I want and I can leave. I ain't got to tell you what my favorite color is. We ain't got to do all these. Yeah. But it's really just one nigga I always go back to. But, yeah.
Okay. I want to, let's rewind a little bit. So when we think about the story, what are things how would you have moved different now? Let's say if the situation popped up now versus back then.
I would have never went over there that first day.
Do you think you probably could do you think you would have acknowledged, like, yeah, he looked good, but do you think you would have contacted him to see how he was doing?
No. Because, I mean, it's a lot of fine niggas that I just be like, ooh, and just going about my business. Like, it's never, like, there was a reach for me. But honestly, when I did reach out to him, it really wasn't to, like, shoot my shot.
Okay.
I was really concerned about his well-being because he had just went through something very traumatic. And it wasn't just prison. It was something else that he had went through. So I just was really concerned because, like, we were never friends, but we knew each other. So that's just me. Like, a lot of people know me where I'm from. Like, so it's just like, if I pass by you and I'm speaking to you, hugging you and stuff, like, if something go wrong, like, I'm gonna reach out.
Got you.
And it, like, I probably would have still reached out, but it wouldn't have been like it wouldn't have went past it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And let's say if you jumped into that same similar situation where you with your dude and another bitch pop up, like, how would you move? Would you move any different?
No.
You would have moved it.
Well, honestly, I probably wouldn't leave like the way I left.
How you think you would have left now?
Probably knock the shit out of him. And I went, and just go on about my business then. But yeah.
Well, I guess that's a little bit of growth because you knocked the shit out of him, then came back with the bad.
I'm still gonna knock the shit out of him. Because that, like, one thing about me, just I'm an honest person. Like I said, I'm straight up.
Yeah.
If you want a relationship, respect it.
Right.
So anytime I feel disrespected, I'm gonna nut up. Like, and sometimes I have let certain things slide, but something like that in my face when she pulling up.
Yeah.
Versus then somebody calling my phone.
That
If they call my phone, I probably could handle it a little better. Like, this bitch called my phone, so obviously you entertaining her, so go be with her. And I'll be on that, and I'll just go on about my business.
Okay, that makes
sense.
But
it's the thought of a bitch comfortable enough to pull up. So what are you telling her?
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, like, a lot of bitches, they love just fucking with somebody who got somebody. I don't know why they get a thrill out of it, especially when it come down to me. Like I said, a lot of people know me where I'm from, so bitches love fucking behind me, and that's weird to me.
It's crazy that bitch love fucking behind you, but at the same time, like, you seem like that girl that'll knock somebody's head off.
I have really, really, like, back in the day, probably, like, high school. But like I said, it's the kind of, like, they come behind me, but at the same time, I let stuff slide.
What kind of dudes do you like? Because why do you think dudes would allow females to just come behind? What kind of dudes do you like?
That I used to like.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily, and it hasn't always happened. Like, there was, like, somebody, and she didn't, like, call my phone, but she called his phone while we were together, and it was the things that she said. Like, she was like, tell him to call me when you go to work. So, yeah, of course I'm going to get mad about that.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second thing was when the lady pulled up. So, to me, that's very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. And like I said, I haven't just had a particular type. Like, I have dealt with, like...
All right, give me some examples. I'm curious.
Dope boys. When I was young. But, like, different, like, really different dudes. It really depends. Like, because some of them might be from the country, and then some I had dealt with being from the city.
Gotcha. So with dudes, right? Do you think you the type where if ain't really too much going on, do you think you get bored with the situation?
Oh, I get bored, but not like toxic. I don't not toxic stuff. Like I like it to be mellow, but I get bored if you're like, I do need some entertainment, but not.
What type of entertainment? I'm still debating on this for myself, so it's okay. But when you think about it, what type of entertainment you think would work for you in a grown up, like you right now, like you said, you older, certain shit just don't. You don't like that.
I just don't like when men get comfortable and then you just want to sit around the house and you want us to just like lay up and stuff. Like I want us to go. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. I'm adventurous. Like, I'm an adventurous person. So
you like that in the healthy aspect, right?
Yeah, healthy.
That's in the health. But let's say if you dealing with somebody and they not really on the up and up and the go and go. What would you say would be adventurous to you then? Do you think toxicity in a way sparks your interest if a man isn't that way, and that's probably why you ended up in those situations?
But you know what? Honestly, when I was with the dudes that more say like maybe so dope or whatever. Well, okay, so let's say the girl that was on the phone.
Okay.
he had his little, he was like a little in the streets type dude. But when we first started talking, I didn't see that side of him. Like, we literally talked about some of the deepest shit because I dig stuff out of people.
Yeah.
So, like, when we started getting serious, people like, well, you know, he like this, he like that. And I'm like, no, he's not. Like, to y'all.
Yeah.
But not to me.
So let me ask you this. Oh, okay, it started off that way. Did it dwindle down to where it wasn't that way anymore? Maybe he became kind of dismissive? And he gave you kind of moments like that?
I'm going to tell you what it was.
Okay.
Because honestly, we still did a lot of stuff. Yeah. And he was a type, like, he was just pretty much give me whatever. Like, if he could, it was mine. Like, and I think I got a thrill out of that too. Okay. Because that reminded me of my daddy. Like, my daddy has spoiled me my whole life. So it's just like, my dad always had wanted me to be with a man that could take care of me.
Yeah.
But him saying that back then, I thought it was like maybe more so financial, but he really meant like take care of me, my mental health, like my well-being. Like, he was talking about all of that.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I was thinking like take care of me, like spend that money.
Yeah.
So once I feel like he knew what type of girl I was, especially back like then, my early 20s, I was sweet. Like, I was crazy, but I was still like a sweet relationship type. My parents been married 30-something years, so it's like I was more so, that's what I saw. So I was on that.
Yeah.
And so he presented it to me because he knew that he got my background. You talking to people, what type of girl Millie is. So when you came at me, that's how you came.
Tell me a little bit about your background because, okay, your parents been together for 30-some years. You know, you say your daddy spoiled you, this, that, and the third. Why do you think you ended up in relationships with guys who just...
Girl, when I tell you this, like, I was literally just talking to my homeboy about that last night. I do not know. Because I didn't grow up seeing that. Like...
What did you grow up seeing?
I grew up seeing... Like, I was raised off of love. Like, my parents had been together since my mama was 15. Gotcha. And so, I mean, of course, they had their issues, but I always seen them work through it. And it wasn't, like, hardcore major, like, you know.
So, you were raised off of love. So, you trying to give love to people who out here trying to survive.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
So, what you doing for yourself to heal that?
Oh, I've gone to therapy. I'm still in therapy. Like, I started back journaling. Like, I just had to go back to... I mean, honestly, I started having... Like, once I started talking to my therapist, like, I realized it was more so of, like, a lot of childhood shit that maybe I went through that my parents wasn't aware of.
Okay. You say your mom and your dad got together when they were 15.
When she was 15,
when she was 15. How old are they?
Yeah, he's just a couple of years older though. My dad is like 61. My mom was like 50 something.
50 something.
Late 50s.
When they got together, did they ever talk about how they were when they got together? Was it always a dynamic of trying to think. I know you said like they had their issues and stuff like that. Do you think any of their issues, like, did you ever see them fight, argue, like...
No. Like, my mom, she would get loud to get her point across, but my dad is, like, a very nonchalant person. So, he always had told me, like, instead of getting mad and just flying out the handle, just let them have it. Just let them have it. He was like, the same way I do your mama brush her out when she trying to argue. He was like, that's how you need to be towards everybody that try to piss you off. And that was literally him. Like, she would be so mad. But my mama also was in the church. She still is, like, in the church, solid in the church. And then my dad eventually got in the church, too. But she'll just be at him wanting, and not necessarily, and it wasn't all the time, but if she was upset, that's how she felt like she needed to get her point across, and he'll just be like...
Do you feel like you replay those dynamics when you were with your man? In a lot of ways, like subconsciously? Flying off at the handle? When you need to get your point across?
The only time, because see, me, I have always been big on communication. So, I want to talk to you like this.
Yeah.
But if you start coming at me and I start getting offended,
but you looking for your daddy though at the same time. Do you think you attract dismissive dudes on survival mode? So you trying to communicate, and then you dealing with a dude who is strictly on survival mode and not on the same wavelength you in.
I think like I'm gonna tell you so. Okay. My dad, just say like if he came at me want to talk, he never ever really raised his voice at me. So when I would snap, it was when a nigga raised his voice at me because I'm not used to that. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. I automatically get in defense mode because why? I ain't never heard no grown ass man yell at me like that, get in that tone. So I just nut the fuck up. Like,
so you ain't never nut up when a guy just kind of brushed you off and you want to communicate?
No.
What you doing?
Because honestly, like if I be like, okay, when you ready to talk, we'll talk. That's always been like my mentality. When you ready to talk, let's talk. Because I would always talk to my dad like, okay, so why you don't say nothing bad? He was like, because she gonna calm down, and when she calm down, we're going to talk.
Got you. So you always follow that same model and that same track.
Tried to, yeah.
Got you. Okay, well I ain't gonna dig too much further.
No, keep digging. I'm an open book.
Let me ask you these questions. I'm gonna dig into these questions. Okay. In a romantic relationship, what would you say is the most misunderstood thing about you?
I don't know.
You don't know? You ain't never been misunderstood.
I feel like I'm just so vocal. There's no reason for you to misunderstand me.
People misunderstand vocal.
They do, but it's just like
nothing like personality wise. You don't think people get you like okay, like you said, like you was talking about back in the day, you fly off the handle when somebody try you. What would you say? Do you feel like
you know what? Yes, I do. Like I feel like my high school relationship stuff. Like I was a little rough around the edge. But I grew up with a lot of boys.
Yeah.
So he felt like I wanted to be a hood bitch because of my, cattiness, I guess. But that wasn't the case at the time. Like he felt like I was just like kind of hardcore, I guess. So I had to start like, and not because of him, but as I got older, I just started working more towards being more feminine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you think people still misunderstand that about you sometimes?
I'm so soft like with dudes now. Like I come into it like that. And it's so I hate it because I was never there.
Tell me, has that worked better for you though? Because I know a lot of women don't.
No, I honestly read this book. I listened to the audio book a while ago. My friend she had listened to it. And I would always kind of give her that particular advice, but I wasn't living by it. Like, nigga love for women to be bitches. Like,
I heard that. And it's like.
And I read and I listened to the audio book, and it made so much sense. Like, it was more so on, like, the psychology standpoint of it. Okay. But I'm high as hell. I really can't remember exactly what she was talking about. But it made so much sense, though. And honestly, like, I was like, I guess when you're a little bit more hard, they feel like you demand a little bit more respect. But when you're softer, to me, it just seems like they just been, since I've been more soft, they just be kind of like.
I think they feel like you don't give a damn either to a certain degree too. Yeah. And it's just kind of like.
Because I've had somebody say that to me, like, you didn't give a damn anyway.
Yeah, I hate that. That's something I can be misunderstood about too. People feel like I don't give a damn, and it's not true.
And you know what? Honestly, most of the time I don't even give a damn anymore. I just don't.
You really can't.
Like, and that's the thing. I just don't, and I just be like, whatever, okay, and I just okay.
Let me ask you this: while in a relationship or dating someone, what is a good reason not to give up?
When you have, like, when you can see that there's room for growth, and you can see that, like, whatever the little issue y'all having or whatever, y'all can get over it. Like, you're both willing. Okay.
What do you need to improve on or learn or stop doing to be successful in a relationship?
I feel like I need to give people a chance for real. Like, after a while, I just be like, oh, hell no. And I just leave them.
Yeah, because you say so I know you say you've been on an 8-month break or whatever.
I have.
And you had something in between the 8 months, but if y'all ain't putting nothing on it. So, what made you decide to take this break, first off?
Okay, so last year, like I said, I got a therapist and stuff, but last year I was in a relationship. Me and this dude, we was living together and everything. And we moved pretty fast. Okay. Whatever, like, I don't put no time on anything for real. Okay. So, because I feel like everything take different courses and it play how it's supposed to. So, we was living together and I ended up getting pregnant. So, yeah, so I ended up losing the baby. Mm-hmm. And when I lost the baby, I left him. Like, lost the baby on this Friday. The next Friday, I put him out.
Tell me why you felt the need to put him out.
Well, while I was pregnant, I was just kind of like... I felt like we had two different outlooks on things. And I just felt like in order for this baby to be in a healthy parenting like situation, we had to parent, like co-parent. Because I felt like we could get along better if we was apart. You do it how you want to do it, and I respect that. And you respect the way I do it. And I felt like, too, I was more so... the breadwinner of the relationship too. Okay. Which, not saying he didn't do, like, cause he made sure I was straight. He did. But I was still thinking about that too. Like, I know how I was planning on doing certain things, and I didn't ever want to make it seem like I was doing way more than what he could do. Why? Because that'll make a man feel less of a man if he's a woman.
It depends on the man, though. So obviously it sounds like this man was like that. But if a man is secure within himself, which is, it seems like it's rare to find.
It's very rare
with all the BS going on. But if a man's secure within himself, then it ain't like that. Yeah. So in this case, it sounded like he probably was insecure in some way.
I feel like he was very insecure because he wasn't a typical type of dude that I would date. Okay. And he was very, very shy. He was a very shy person. And then here's me, like, just me, just taking over a room. So I felt like he kind of felt like he was in my shadow. And a lot of times he really didn't feel like he deserved to have me.
Oh, got you. Yeah, those underline be the worst because then they constantly reminding you of that either through their actions or the things that they say. Yeah. Got you. Okay, that makes sense. What is the worst thing that has happened to you while in a relationship?
It had to be when they later pulled off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's traumatic. Like, that was like a movie. It was seriously like a movie. Like, I was really like, and it became so comical to the point that I was really laughing like, this the shit I'm dealing with tonight? Like, this is really my life right now? I never imagined myself going through that. So it was kind of funny, like, really?
Gotcha. My last question for you, what would you say is the hardest lesson you have learned just in general about dating and relationships? And then how do you apply it today, or how do you plan on to applying it, like, once you get out there seriously again?
Okay, so this is something that I live by. And I was just telling my mom this morning. Like, now when I meet dudes, I don't tell them what I'm looking for in a man. Okay. Like, when they ask me, like, what type of man you like, what you looking for, I be like, I don't know. Because I realize that I've been in situations to where
you've been manipulated.
They make themselves whatever nigga I describe, they pretend to be that person.
Do you name characters instead of like characteristics?
I go deep. Like, I just like, this about a man. I like this. And I mean, just, I have been very, very descriptive in the past. Yeah. To where, like, niggas can really be chameleons. And I'm going to tell you something, like,
I think we all can be chameleons at first. Can. Like, we all give our best representatives at first.
At first. And I've been in a situation where they were exactly what I thought I want. I'm like, oh my God. But they really just being the person that I described. Then once they get comfortable.
Yeah.
And maybe I got a little bit of feelings there. I realized they ain't. Who the fuck are you?
So are you? Because it's kind of like, I guess that strategy is cool when you just be like, I don't know. But then it's like, how do you put out there what you want, though, at the same time of doing it? Like, how are you
just the way that I carry myself. I just try to carry myself a certain way so they can just kind of be like, okay, this the type of woman she is. And, like, I just talk to them. Like, I literally get to the point now, like, okay, we're not even dating yet or going on dates. Like, let's talk on the phone.
Okay.
And I listen. I might ask like a little short question and they just talk. And one thing about it, once you let a person just talk, sometimes they might dig themselves in a big ass hole.
Yeah, they do.
So I just let them, and I might say little stuff, like something that I've gone through or I did, and then cause me, blah, blah, blah. So okay. I just let it play out like that. Then if I start kind of mentally jotting down like things that I noticed, how they react to certain things or how they, so I mean that's kind of what I'm on now, and I just been just doing it like that.
And it's been working better for you, you would say?
It's been working better because honestly I was talking to this dude and we didn't even last 2 weeks talking. And so it helps me not waste time.
Good. It helps you weed him out. Okay.
Yeah, and even another dude, and I even told him, and I told him like I really don't see this going anywhere, and he was just like, that's cool. He was like, I'm glad that you're honest enough to say that. And he was like, don't down yourself or like, make yourself a certain type of person or accept certain things because you kind of like me. He was like, you want what you want. And he was like, you deserve to get whatever you want.
He seemed pretty solid.
He's cool. Like, and I appreciate that. He was like, I'm just okay with us being friends. And like, he even texted me on the way up here. He was like, good luck. He was like, and don't be nervous because you good, He was like, you just, whatever he said. That's the same one that said he loved me too. But.
Okay, girl. Also, well, thank you for giving us your story. I think the listeners gonna get a lot from that. Some lessons and some crazy.
I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy.
No, not at all. That wasn't even embarrassing.
You don't think so?
No, girl. And then you left. You didn't even try to rekindle it like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, if y'all you didn't try to rekindle it. No, that wasn't embarrassing.
I mean, like I said, we had sex a couple of more times, and it was just.
It sounded like it was amazing sex, though.
Right. So why, And then I would do him so dirty. Like we get finna having sex, I'll just get up. I was like, I need a rag. Because normally I'll take a shower, and come cuddle and stuff. I need a rag. And I'll clean myself up and I'll go home and shower. Like, you not going to stay? You don't know? Like, I would literally pop in, like, are the kids there? I'm getting ready to stop, babe. Get what I want and leave. That made him feel this fucking little. And that was what I was trying to do.
Kind of your get back.
Yep.
That's how he made you feel in a way?
Yep.
Girl. Again, let the audience know where they can find you, Mia.
Like I said, my podcast is called Let's Chill with Mia, the podcast. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Yeah.
All that. Okay. And YouTube.
And YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube, y'all.
Don't forget the YouTube. Yeah. Okay. One more thing. What's a piece of advice you would give the listeners just from your standpoint within dating and relationships?
Always be yourself. Don't ever pretend to be somebody else or change your your perception of everything. So if you go into something, I'm high, y'all. If you go into something saying that this is exactly what you want, don't change it just because you feel like, okay, this is all I need. This is probably all I can get. Because I guarantee it's somebody out there that's on the same shit that you want. You just gotta. What I do is I got it written down on sticky notes in my bathroom, and I'm just manifesting the man and the relationship that I want because I don't want to have to overlook certain things that I know 3 years from now are gonna irritate the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because if you ignore it, it's just like you can only ignore it for so long.
That's a fact.
And eventually that shit gonna start getting on your nerves. And then y'all just gonna go to a place that you could have avoided even going to.
That's a fact.
So who the fuck want to go through some bullshit when you could have just stopped it before it even started?
That's a fact. That's what's up. Well, we're going to end the show on that note. Mia, I want to thank you for making time and coming on.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. And y'all can follow me on Instagram and TikTok and something else on Chill With Mia, the podcast.
Yes, y'all follow her. And until next time, y'all.